Today we are joined by Seattle's finest, the one and only Jada Thissel. Jada, hi.
Hi.
That was so much enthusiasm to be here. Jada was supposed to be joined by her cohort in crime, Gorgeous, because for some reason all of Jada's friends are strippers. I don't know why this is a thing. And Jada swears she's not a stripper, but
I'm not.
We don't know.
I have a friend who's a male stripper, so.
Do you have a male stripper friend?
I do. You've met him.
Who is your male stripper friend?
I can't say names, and it's not who you think it is.
Yo, it's Keith.
It's not.
It's Keith.
You know what? It probably is.
You
Keith.
know what? If it's gonna be anyone, it's gotta be Keith.
It should be Keith, but it's actually someone else.
I feel like Keith is the male stripper of the crew.
So what's it like to have a stripper friend on your side?
A lot. No, not just one.
Like
multiple.
Has like the strip club become the new norm, the club for you to go hang out?
I don't hang out there usually, but I will say it's pretty fun having a stripper friend. I'm here because of my stripper friends, so.
Yeah, because they're paying for her to be here.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to convince her to be a stripper.
Oh, wow. And not only that.
That's right? Listen, there's no way they haven't tried to convince you to become a stripper.
I mean, they've definitely tried, but it's not my thing.
But here's my question. Why would you want to convince someone else? Isn't that taking from your pot?
You know what? Why would you not want to be a stripper? Here's
if
the
I
thing.
had a six-pack.
I don't know. Look, I just feel
consider.
like, do male strippers make as much as female strippers?
I don't think so, but here's what I did hear. So you get some customers who throw their car keys up at you on the stage. That happens to the male stripper friend.
And you have to give them
He's
back. Their
gotten-
car isn't their name. That's just accessory.
He
That's
kept the key, bro.
that's stealing cars. Like that's carjacking.
It was a gift. Maybe that's how they trick you.
No, I would never. If someone gave me their car key, I'd be like, no, I'm good, bro.
Yeah. So he said the
Especially
money.
when they're drunk.
That's true. That's true. But he said the money came and went, but the gifts kept coming. And he was in situations where there were women asking him, saying, you could just stay at my place for free, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, maybe I have to switch. Here's the thing. Do your stripper friends make money? Do they actually make a lot of money?
Yeah, I would say so.
So are you saying that because of their lifestyle or their savings? Because that's a very interesting
I don't
concept.
know what their savings looks like, but I would just say from their lifestyle.
Their lifestyle, they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But why would you not want to be a stripper?
It's just not for me. Like, I just can't see myself getting up there and just being naked in front of everybody.
I just feel like that's
like
what
once.
people do on Instagram. Like that's every Instagram. Every Instagram model is really just a stripper without a pole. Like I really feel that way.
Here's the whole concept. I'm using Tehran's terms because it's his birthday week. Here's the concept. If you had an acting role to be a stripper and be naked on stage and strip, would you do the acting role?
Probably, because that's way more money.
You would.
Guaranteed money.
It's not way more money.
It's actually less.
It's way
How
less
is it
money.
less?
Way less money. I
feel like the stripper roles on TV, they even just pay them less.
It's like $500. No,
Yeah,
it's real.
it's like a day rate.
I think
Oh,
that
like you mean like just a background person?
you're a stripper on it. Even if you'd have to be Elizabeth Berkley in Showgirls to get paid money.
Yeah. You do get a nudity bump, but it's like nothing significant. They bump your rate a little bit, but
it's not
what you
enough to
think it would
be.
be.
I would say the average stripper makes more money in a night than the average stripper actor in a role. 100%.
I feel like every time I go to the strip club, they're throwing like maybe 61s.
Yeah, but it's multiple people throwing 61s, right? So let's say 10 people threw 61s at 600. Here it sounds like we're trying to get girls to become strippers, but that's not. It's just the interesting. I want to understand the mentality. There's one mentality of why someone would become a stripper, and then there's another mentality of why would you not become a stripper?
Why would you not? Yeah, and is it the principle? But in your situation, it's not necessarily the principle. So you don't have a moral issue with people dancing naked
No.
for money. It's more about the money. It's like I'd want to be comfortable and I'd want to get paid, compensated properly.
Yeah.
You make like $14 an hour now. I don't understand.
Well, strippers, like, they have good days and bad days. So I just...
See, that's the catch with any of these gigs because you do see the nights where they ball out. But you would think that, and I've only been to a strip club one time in my life. We'll get to that story. First and last time. We'll get to that story. But you would think that, and I see this a lot with people who gig, they get paid these really high rates when they do a gig, and then there'll be a whole like week out of work or a day out of work. And I don't understand how you could sustain on those off days. I'm kind of with you on that.
Yeah.
If you're a good stripper and you have cultivated a following, see, it's like anything. It's any hustle, right? You create your own need. Basically, you have customers that are regulars and they come and they follow you wherever you go and strip. And strippers actually pay the clubs they dance at.
They pay the club?
They pay the club. They give a stipend or a fee.
Is it like a barber shop? The barber rents a chair from the shop?
Yeah. So depending, and if the club knows the night's going to be very good, they charge more.
Whoa.
For girls to show up.
Oh.
And then, especially in LA, we have a lot of different types of strip clubs. We have a lot of strip clubs like Crazy Girls, for example, where people actually are not naked. They're just in their bikinis, twerking. It's
but
just
I feel
like a
that's
twerk club.
Still the best strip club I've been to.
Crazy Girls?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
It's always packed.
It is always packed. And usually it's even more packed. Like there's a lot of people, and it's because of its location. It's extremely convenient. But then again, the other club that's on Sunset that says girls, 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 I don't know what the name of that one is either.
But hold on,
that one's not always packed, so I don't know.
If you have your clothes on, is it still considered stripping, or are you just dancing at that point?
Well, they're topless, so
they're not topless. They're not. They have these see-through
they can be
bikinis.
topless.
They're not supposed to be topless. They're just
really?
supposed to be. Yeah, because in LA there's this law where if people are drinking, there can't be nudity. So you can't have both.
I thought they could at least take their tops.
No.
See, I would do that if I had a see-through top. I'd do it.
I mean, it's a source of income, but at the same time,
Am I
it's
swimming
interesting
shorts?
about society. We look down on strippers, we look down on porn stars, and yet people go to strip clubs and watch porn. But we look down on the people that are
very true. It's an interesting dynamic, and I think Cardi B is a big catalyst of change in that. She made strippers more accessible because she showed that a stripper could be a superstar artist as well.
Yeah, 100%. It's a very interesting dynamic, I would say. Let's get into the meat of some stuff. So you're from Seattle.
Yes.
How's Seattle like?
I think it's boring.
It is boring.
Yeah.
But it's the mixed capital of the world, I feel like. Everybody in Seattle's mixed.
Yeah.
Because all these black army guys went there and just slept with all these white women and then left. That's what I feel like.
Did they leave or they stayed?
No, I swear.
Why do you say they left?
Because they left. Am I right, though?
I don't know. Why would they leave?
Yeah, you do. They left. Just left. Like they got all these white women pregnant and then just dipped.
I went to Seattle.
And went back to their wives.
I went there one time and had a connecting flight overnight. And I went to the not so nice part of Seattle. So I really didn't get to enjoy the city. It was ratchet. Like I was scared for my life.
It was called Seattle? No, what's the other place? It's Seattle and...
What, like Tacoma or something?
Tacoma.
Yeah.
I was in Tacoma.
You went to Tacoma? You took a left when you should have took a right?
Like for sure
in
Tacoma.
Is Tacoma the ghetto part of Seattle?
Yeah, that's exactly where
Because when you fly in, it's like Seattle/Tacoma. I'm like, what's Tacoma? Tacoma's always ghetto.
Yeah, Tacoma and DC's ghetto.
I swear,
Maryland's ghetto.
Tacoma is Native American for ghetto as fuck. That's what Tacoma means.
But interestingly enough, it didn't rain in Tacoma. And I thought I had this impression of Seattle that it rains every day. You know,
Does
these
it?
stereotypes.
No, not every day.
But most
days, yeah.
It just
or it's
rains?
like at least gloomy.
Does it make you depressed?
Over time, yeah.
'Cause
Like
that's
in
a
the
real thing.
summertime, I miss it a little bit, but then when it comes back, I just hate it.
Are you naturally happier in LA because of the weather?
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, that's a real thing. That's a real study that's shown.
Yeah, I found that I turned happier when I moved from also a rainy city, Washington, D.C.
No. Rainy city is definitely far from truth. We're not even in the top 20 of rainy
It
cities.
rains a lot in D.C.
It rains a lot
Snows,
compared to
rains.
Los Angeles, but because we have seasons. But it's not like it's raining all day, every day in the summer. In Seattle, it's still raining in the summer. It's not like it's raining all day, every day.
Then I
in
would
the
never
fall
want to
and the
live in
spring.
It
Seattle.
doesn't rain that much in the summer.
It rains pretty much. I mean, that's not only is it that's what it's known for. That's also what it's heralded for. Is because it's like
No, it's heralded for Starbucks, the first Starbucks in the nation.
Let's get into our either or, shall we? Either or is where we give you a choice, either or, and we suggest that you choose one over the other. Okay. So we can get a nice in-depth analysis of who you are as a person.
Strippers or ballerinas?
Strippers. I was a ballerina, though.
Whoa.
You were a ballerina?
Yeah.
And now you prefer strippers. Like
Yeah.
you have no ballerina friends, but strippers, you have a bunch of stripper friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
So I skipped over the whole part where I kind of was supposed to explain
the stripper or ballerina. No, just give the analysis.
I'll give the analysis. So the second part is we psychoanalyze you. No pressure.
Okay.
Every week you somehow miss it as if you forget.
I know. So when you said...
You have one line. One line.
When you said you used to be a ballerina, that just threw off my whole analysis. Now there's a saying, when a good girl or boy
when a good girl goes bad. There's no when a good boy goes bad. That's not the saying.
They're bad forever, and
they're gone forever. Once a good girl when a good girl goes bad, she's gone forever.
Who said that?
Jay said that.
Jay
killed it.
The best rapper alive.
Made me love it.
So my analysis is that you were a good girl and you hung out with the wrong crowd, and now you're a bad girl.
I think I'm still a good girl.
And you have the good girl. You know what? There is the good girl, so it's not gone forever. But I feel like your good girl is more of a mask you put on. Yeah, it is. And then you trap people, and then the bad.
Okay, let's go with football player or basketball player.
Basketball player. You like taller guys?
Definitely. I'm tall.
See? And you like guys with swag, lots of swag?
Yeah.
And you like guys who could, if they felt like it, put out a mixtape for fun?
Yeah. Why not?
Yes! 3 for 3. That's where it ends there, bro.
I think it's because you used to be a good girl and now you're going bad. And now you're dating all these
liked basketball
fucking basketball players. And we're going to have to talk about this after the show.
Do you like the Detroit Pistons, just out of curiosity?
No, I don't know.
All right, next, either or.
Okay.
Roses or a beautiful array of different flowers?
That's hard. Probably different flowers, just because I like lilies, and that could be in my mix.
Mm-hmm. My analysis is that you like variety in your life. You like to diversify. When it's the same thing over and over and over, Seattle rain, you get bored and lost in that process, and you want to have an exciting, adventurous time as well. And that's why you appreciate the variety in your flowers. And you ain't basic. People might think you basic because you're a little quiet at first, but they find out real quick you far from basic.
Interesting. That's actually a great analysis. My analysis is that your fucking stripper friends are fucking up your life, and we're going to have a conversation about this after the show. Oh, that was
a little harsh.
That wasn't related.
I'm pretty sure it was related.
It was some
variety of flowers. Variety. I know what that means. You know what people use? It's like how you get money. Send me 80 flowers. You know what I'm saying?
My God.
That's how they use the little code. You think I don't know the codes? I'm from these streets,
they're
bro.
They're strippers, not hoes.
Yo.
Oh, there's a distinction.
Wow, that's a huge one.
That was profound.
That was actually not profound. Because you know what?
Profound.
It's a slippery slope, my friend. Slippery slope. I have. Here's the thing. A lot of people don't realize the difference. Strippers, and I'd actually like you to get into it. What's the difference between a stripper and a hoe?
Hoes do things.
Like what things?
Like have sex and give head for money.
This is what my problem is. She would never talk like that before when she was a ballerina. Do you understand? She would have never spoken like that when she was a ballerina.
When I was in elementary school.
So this week's crush is going to be your basketball player crush.
Okay.
So who is this?
What if I don't know their name?
I mean, you can
describe.
You can describe like who they play for, who they are.
Well, I recently found out that Kendall Jenner's boyfriend is a basketball player, and I Instagram stalked him, and he's pretty cute.
Kendall Jenner.
She has a boyfriend?
I didn't know Kendall Jenner's boyfriend.
I don't think she's like made it public, but I'm pretty sure.
She's the mysterious one of the family. Yeah. And it's pretty hard to be mysterious when you're on a reality show and every second of your life is filmed.
Yeah.
But she has a really nice mystique.
Ben Simmons. Oh, Ben Simmons. Yeah, he is he's he's a baller,
Pull
bro.
up a picture of Mr. Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is a baller. Yeah, I mean, let's see if they're dating. That's interesting. That means Ben Simmons is about to lose everything. Yo, because if you date a Kardashian, bruh.
What is it? I don't know. Kanye's talking about owning
Kanye,
land,
exactly.
owning acres.
Kanye, exactly. Perfect example. It all goes downhill, buddy. Tristan. Let's call Tristan, see how he's doing.
So what is it about Mr. Ben Simmons that attracts you?
Well, he's tall and light-skinned like me. That's about it. I don't know him personally, so.
So you feel like you could make some good-looking babies together?
Yeah, probably.
My basketball player crush is Lonzo Ball.
Oh.
Why? Because he's tall and light-skinned like you. And
Lonzo Ball, to me, represents hope. Independence. The way
lose.
The way his father brought them in the game and positioned him to have his own brand, independent from everyone else, and really just motivate people. And although he didn't do as well as we anticipated, I still hope that he will. And when Kobe left the Lakers, I had this void. I was waiting for the next star. Then Lonzo Ball came. And then LeBron came. So,
I mean, Lonzo Ball hasn't become the star, but he's definitely a player. My basketball crush is actually also tall and light-skinned. That's so funny. It's me before my ACL tear. Like, I feel like I was a baller, and
that's a good
we should have used me. But I hope your boyfriend doesn't get the Kardashian curse. He's a baller. Maybe there's not one. Let's ask Lamar Odom.
I'm about to hide my Levi's satchel.
You have a Levi's satchel? Yeah. Yo, you have a Levi's satchel? She's right, though. Yo, that's kind of whack.
But it made me feel like I'd be a cowboy.
That's like if you had to go to Target and get because the point is that it's designer. Like, there is no other real reason to have a satchel. Like, we're not in the 1880s and we're cowboys. We shouldn't have satchels.
I think they're convenient. It protects your testicles from radiation if you have two cell phones like I have.
Yeah.
Or a Bluetooth device, or if you're a chronic gum chewer like I am, or if you need chapstick on every 5 minutes, or hand lotion, lots of Tane.
So you carry a lot of
lavender. Yeah, I do. I do. And it's convenient. And it's Levi's. Sorry.
Let's do our questions from our listeners. Questions from our listeners. We get to your questions when we can. We do our best. We choose one every week. We appreciate all of you who have sent them in. Please keep sending us your questions at
imperfectgshow@gmail.com.
Our question this week comes from a young lady from Tennessee, Stacy
Tennessee
with 3 H's.
All right.
Because we do keep we do ask for an alias to keep you anonymous. And the question is, and it reads, my boyfriend cheated on me with this ugly girl from his work. When I asked him why, he said it was because she would do things that I wouldn't do in bed. I asked him what those things were, and he wouldn't tell me. So I confronted her, and it turns out that she eats ass. Oh, I love this. I love our listeners, bro.
It's so real.
She
Thank
eats
you,
ass.
Stacey, for being real.
I can't help but feeling like it's my fault that I couldn't keep him happy. I may not go as far as eating ass, but should we be concerned about things we won't do sexually? Stacy Dash with 3 H's.
Okay. Well, I personally would never eat someone's ass. So
what about for $1 million? Because when we say words like never, I always want to question, like, what does never mean?
Like those.
For $1 million, you wouldn't eat.
Tough.
You wouldn't eat a nigga's ass for $1 million.
I guess I would.
Ben Simmons' ass. You wouldn't just eat Ben Simmons' ass for $1 million. He has $1 million.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I would.
So most likely, see, her stripper friends' influence before she would, as a ballerina, she would have had those principles. So
they've taken over your young
life.
Most likely, you would not eat someone's ass.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it seems like he didn't even tell her that he wanted that in the first place.
Well, we don't know if that's what she did. Because I will say this. she asked him and he didn't really give her an answer. And then she confronted her and she might've just said the most absurd thing to get under her skin.
True.
That's a thing. But let's assume it's anything above just what we're deciding. What would you consider, George, normal sex, quote unquote?
I still think that most non-urban communities do not subscribe to doggy style. I would think it's missionary. And I believe that most would consider normal sex non-anal, in the heterosexual relationships. And probably use a condom if you're not married. That's how I think people
What if
perceive.
you're in a long-term relationship?
Then maybe if you have built the trust enough and you have savings in your bank account, then maybe you'll take the condom off
Yeah.
in case the baby comes out.
Is it because of birth? What about birth control?
Birth control. If
I
they
feel
do
like I should
take
have asked someone else about this question.
I'm just trying to think of the most boring sex.
George is giving the most Sesame Street answer to normal sex. I would consider as missionary, doggy style, and oral sex. Like that would be the normal amount. Oral sex from both genders. Then missionary and doggy style. That's
Some
normal
people
sex.
don't even do. They won't
we're
do
doing.
oral.
Yeah, and that's abnormal on the other way. So let's say that's that. So we're moving on. So let's assume that either the friend gave amazing head, like rub the balls, twist the hand.
The coworker?
The coworker.
Okay.
Right? The coworker gave amazing head. She might have done anal. Said she ate ass. What else would she do? Let's say she used toys. She was just more sexually adventurous.
She probably licked his nipples.
No guy likes that. So let's go to, we don't have sensation in our nipples. It's actually basically licking our nipples and licking at the tip of our elbows, exact same sensation.
Speak for yourself.
Actually, the elbows might feel a little better. You know what I'm saying?
for yourself.
Sure, we have a little sensation. You know what? If your boyfriend wants to lick your nipples, George, I don't judge, bro. If you like it and it's not hurting anyone else, nipple clamp away, bro. So here's the thing, okay? So let's assume that the cutoff is sexually adventurous. Anything we could assume is sexually adventurous. Is it her fault that her man cheated?
I would say no. It's not her fault because he needs to be more upfront, for one, and let her know what he wants. And if he doesn't want to be in that relationship, then don't be in it or have an open relationship.
So if
Pretty
she's
good
not
answer.
sexually satisfying him,
But he clearly still wants to be with her because he's not breaking up with her.
Yeah, he still loves her.
Yeah.
does he love her?
Seems
Because I would say this, and I'm not saying it's her fault. I think it's his fault, first of all, if he never had that conversation.
Yeah.
But let's assume they did have a conversation. So is that enough to break up with her for?
Is that enough to break up?
I would say yeah, if that's important to you in your relationship.
Yeah.
I feel, Stacey, that your man isn't comfortable expressing himself to you. And along the line, somewhere in the communication, that part got lost where he didn't feel comfortable communicating his sexual needs to you. It may have been caused by embarrassment. Maybe he was embarrassed to ask you, or maybe you made him feel ashamed to want certain things. And it sounds like the two of you need to sit down and have a conversation. I'm not saying you got to toss his salad, Stacey Dash, but you have to at least talk to him and come to an understanding of, if you want to stay with him, after all this, come to an understanding of what you feel your sexual limitations are, things that you're willing and not willing to do, and see if he's okay with that, and maybe see if both of you can experiment some new positions that either one of you haven't tried yet. There are still things to explore, Stacey Dash.
Yeah. I think if it's within reason, bitch, you should have done it. Like, you should have figured it out. And here's the thing. That's assuming he had the conversation, right? That's assuming he had the conversation. And this is why. Because every girl is like, oh my God, I can't believe he cheated on me with that ugly bitch. And it's like, yeah, that ugly bitch did anal. Like, she did the one thing you weren't really willing to do. But it's a conversation. If you guys don't have a conversation, or if you make your man feel guilty about sex, And you're like, oh, and then he's like, oh, in his mind, he's already figuring out how to cheat.
You know
on
what? Tarana has a good point. I'm starting to get judgmental vibes from Stacey by calling the other one an ugly bee.
Yeah, like,
did you make your man feel? Because sometimes men, when we feel inadequate or we feel inferior or less than you, we can't satisfy you. We kind of take a step back from you. And most guys won't admit this. I will. We take a step back because we feel like we're not worthy enough for you, and then we almost want to go elsewhere. So maybe there's a little of that going on.
Yeah, especially like, I don't know. To be fair, Stacey, that girl might be an ugly bitch. I don't know. I mean, to each their own. I don't know what she looks like. You didn't send us pictures. If you want to, hit us up with that Instagram. Hit us up with her Instagram at
Imperfect G Show.
Yeah, or tag us on the Instagram at
Imperfect G Show.
Yeah, so make that a thing, okay? So we'd love to see what she looked like. And honestly, I'd need a little more information, but I'm not saying it's not your fault, but you're also not completely complicitly blameless in this situation. Like, everybody's at fault. Mm-hmm. He's mostly at fault because he did the action, and if he did not communicate or attempt enough, then that's on him. So you should probably have that conversation, and I'm always a fan of breaking up before you go.
Amen.
Yeah, that's how it works. Sharing is caring. That's where we all know sharing secrets is the best way to have people know about you. Today's sharing and caring secret is, have you ever been a stripper?
Have I ever been a stripper?
Yo, when you repeat the question, that's not a good look. Have you ever stripped in any situation?
Yeah.
See? That's where now we got to the bottom of it. That's where
I'm not a stripper.
I understand, but have you ever stripped?
Yeah.
Were you completely naked?
No.
What did you have on? No top.
Yeah.
Bottoms.
Yeah.
This is why.
Were you on a stage?
Yeah.
Were you on a pole?
Yeah.
Did you pole? Were you good?
Yeah.
Were there ones flying at you?
No.
Did you not make money?
Flying at you?
Did you make money?
No.
I mean, once there's no ones, it's not like...
It was more of like a friend thing.
You were a stripper for a friend?
Friends.
It was a bunch of friends?
Yeah.
So you were a stripper for a group of friends that you knew?
Yeah.
And they hired you to be a stripper?
My friends are strippers, and they have stripper poles.
So this was for a group of girls?
Yeah.
They are? They're trying to corrupt her?
They are trying
to bring it to the
I mean, it is fun, like in the privacy of
yeah.
your own home.
There were no guys present?
No.
Sometimes,
so does that count?
I mean, it counts enough.
Okay.
It counts enough, but we're gonna talk about this after the show.
Okay.
Off the topic question: if a guy has anal sex with another man and receives, but he only does it like 3 times just to try, is he gay?
If what? I'm so sorry. Can you repeat this?
If a man has anal sex with another man 3
what, like 3 separate occasions?
3 times just to try, 3 times, is he gay?
Are you saying 3 separate occasions?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's more than just trying then.
So have you danced more than 1 time?
Have you danced 3 times?
Was it 3?
No.
Are you sure it was just 1?
Yeah,
we're getting to the point. We're trying to understand where we rest on the stripper scale. And once again, we're all having a good time. We're just having fun.
I'll admit it. I stripped before.
Like at an actual
stripped?
club?
So here's what happened.
I need to hear this strip story, bro.
It was my cousin's best friend's.
You stripped for your cousin?
It was my cousin's best friend's bachelor party.
Yeah.
My cousin, who's a bodybuilder, and the bodybuilder is significant, you'll hear why in a minute, was in charge of bringing the stripper to this bachelor party I went to. He, as a best man, did not fulfill his duties and simply just forgot to book the stripper. So it got to part of the night where all the other groomsmen are like, okay, come downstairs, she's coming. And there was no stripper. So I thought it would be funny to wear his bodybuilding trunks and run down and dance to Britney Spears.
So are you the guy that had 3 separate
that wasn't me.
men?
That wasn't me.
Okay, hey, just the tip, bro. Because that sounds a little extra.
Keith and my friend Peter.
That's a lot of. Look, let's get into our topic of the week. Our topic is directly from you guys. We appreciate you so much. Thank you for our topics. Our topic this week is, what are things that women do that are actually annoying to men? We want to hear it from a woman's perspective because we have an idea of what it is. But just because guys think something's annoying doesn't mean that they're right. In fact, I've realized that a lot of times girls do things that are the minimum and we get annoyed by it simply because we can. But that doesn't mean they're annoying. So I want to know from a female's perspective, what are things that you guys think you do wrong? What are things that you guys think you do annoying?
Okay, I don't know if this is wrong or not, but it definitely annoys like my past relationships. I always like
strip and then they find out. Okay,
yeah,
I apologize. I apologize.
I always like get mad about something little, but it always has a deeper meaning that only I know what the deeper meaning is.
That's a good one, is when girls get mad about something small and they'll be like, oh, you didn't order corn? No, I don't like corn. Then you don't ever want to have children. Like, what? That's not.
So
children need corn.
So
no,
basically what y'all be doing, you're mad about something major, but you'll associate it with something smaller and say that's why you're mad.
Well, like,
and you'll leave us wondering.
It could be something like, why did you leave your clothes on the floor? And like, you guys think it's just little, like, oh, I'll just pick it up right now. But no, I'm like, I tell you every day to pick your clothes up off the floor every time I come home from work. Something like that.
Oh, I see. So there's sometimes the bigger meaning isn't something different. It's just saying
it could be related, but it's like
you keep doing the same thing.
I get so mad because it's deeper for me.
Yeah.
So it's annoying for us that you blow up on us, is what you're saying?
Over something
small.
It
is. It could be like, because we don't know. We're not. Here's the thing women need to remember is we're not mind readers. And on top of that, we're also not lip readers and we're not actually good listeners. We're a lot of horrible things. So that's something we need to work on, is being able to be empathetic and realize these things. And women are actually built to be empathetic. That's how they can tell the different tones of a baby crying. Babies don't communicate right away, and women are able to discern what a baby's needs are based on simply different tones or body language. So they're really good at it. We're not. We're horrible at it.
I can do that with my puppy, Chaco. I know when he's just whining to be a brat, and I know when he's like hungry or thirsty. He lets me know.
That's because you're a woman. But here's the thing, George.
But here's my question, Teron.
Yes, Georgina.
Here's Georgina's question. When you do that annoying thing.
No, hold on. Before you ask that question, what's your friend's name that's not George?
Greg Carey.
Greg Corey.
Carey. So Greg Carey is the one who did the whole stripper thing. It actually wasn't me. It was my friend Greg Carey.
He was at the bachelor party?
Yeah, he was the one.
No, that's the friend. It's the friend.
It's Greg Carey.
Okay.
So is Greg Carey?
It was Greg Carey.
With the K.
Yeah,
Greg Carey.
With the C.
With the K. GK, huh? What was the question?
The question is, so when you're admittingly doing that annoying thing where you point out the smaller things, are you expecting us, this is what I've always wondered, are we supposed to figure out why you're upset? Are you waiting for us to give you an answer? I've always wondered that. In every relationship I've been with, and every relationship I've been in was with a woman. Okay, Teron?
Yeah.
I would say certain situations, I'd expect you to like just know why I'm mad. But then there's definitely been times where I'm like mad for a reason that they wouldn't know. And I'm just like, but I'm just like, you should know. But they really don't.
And is there a point where you say, okay, I should tell this poor guy, or you just stay quiet?
I mean, yeah, it definitely escalates.
And at what point do you decide, okay, it's time to tell this guy what's really going on?
Probably the point when we're just arguing back and forth and it's not going anywhere.
When it maxes out.
Yeah. When I'm just done.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. What's the next annoying thing?
That we do?
Mm-hmm.
Probably always wanting to like hang out with our significant other. Never like giving them guy time, I guess.
Oh.
Are you saying this from the guy's perspective that you're looking on what?
No.
Because
No, I'm saying this like
you know
She knows.
that when you do that, it's wrong.
yeah.
But you do it anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
As long as you know it's wrong, I don't know what to say.
But is it a selfish thing where you're like, okay, I can hang out with my girls, but you can't hang out with your guys. You got to hang out with me. I got to be there.
Girls get mad when I talk to you, George, by the way.
All the time.
Every girl gets
I've
mad.
heard them on speaker. They don't, and I say hi, and they don't even say hi to me. They're like,
every girl gets mad.
I can hear them.
You can hear them
doing
like
this.
because I pick up your phone calls and I don't pick up their phone calls.
Yeah.
So do you expect that they have to bring you everywhere, but you don't have to bring them when you hang out with your girls?
I mean, it's not because I feel like I want to bring them everywhere, you know? But like sometimes they don't want to bring me everywhere. And it's like, I'm just like, why can't we all just hang out?
I don't know if that's annoying or if that's just.
I don't want, because I like to keep everything separate. Like my girl time is my girl time. My guy time is my guy's time. My work is my work. Like I don't
like you wouldn't want your girl to be friends with your guy friend.
Not like super friends. Yeah. No.
I'm the same way because that leads to issues.
That leads to, because later, because then it's like, I don't need my friends in my business. I don't tell them when things happen, but girls love telling their friends when things happen.
Yeah.
So I've seen it in the past where girls who are friends with my friends who hit me up and I'm just like, yo, I don't want to be involved in this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Even if I do know, I'm not telling you. I don't know anything. I need my lawyer. Well, thank you so much for being on the show. We appreciate having you. And of course, we appreciate your perspective. Real quick, let's get into our Imperfect Gentleman of the Week. The Imperfect Gentleman of the Week is me. It's Tehran. It's my birthday week. So you guys all please join me at the Laugh Factory. I will be there at 10 o'clock,
Happy
February
birthday
7th.
To you.
You got to get there
to
early
you.
because it'll be crazy.
Happy
Please stop
birthday
doing that. You're not Marilyn Monroe. You're not jumping out of a cake. So that's what the thing. Make sure to tell a friend to tell their friend. My party's going to be crazy. My shows are going to be amazing.
Happy birthday
That's amazing.
to you.
And where can people find you, Jada, if you want to be found?
In Seattle, West Seattle.
No, I'm on Instagram.
Oh,
Facebook,
Instagram.
Twitter.
Okay. I'm like, how are people finding me? Okay.
Yeah, if you want to be found.
At Jada Thissel, THISSEL. That's my Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter.
That's what's up. And
Jay
of course,
Thissel.
I am the impeccable, impenetrable Tehran Von Gossry. Find me all across the board at I am Tehran, IAMTEHRAN. It's always on my hat. I'm alongside
Mr. George Corey Tehran. Spell the last name.
that's KHOURI. Please never whisper that again. And we are Imperfect Gentlemen.
Gentlemen.
Remember, nobody's perfect.
But
But us. Martin on the boards. Catch us.